That's why I remember. That's crazy. That, like, did you knew what you was doing then? Cause I didn't know that you was that connected with him, like there, like. But I knew, like, cause the house, like, my dad brought me around. I call him the house.
Right.
I be forgetting Daryl, yeah. So like that's when he brought us some AAU shirts, and it all was like Paul Pierce sponsored and the truth, like just all for our new internationals. Just look out for it. We didn't even. I don't know. Maybe my dad did ask for it. But
I did the little clothing line of truth. I started that, so I was passing the shit out when I was coming back home.
Yeah. You ain't know.
Yeah, I ain't know that. I was lost. I was lost on that cash straight up.
Paul Pierce for them times.
I knew that was your boy though, for sure. You still, what's your connection? You still mess with him? For sure. We might see you on
was y'all, cause y'all was like what, even roommates? Was y'all roommates at McDonald's too, or was y'all just roommates?
No, I'm older than Paul.
Oh, okay,
way older than Paul.
Alright.
When I was a junior, Paul was a freshman.
Okay.
I remember I tore my knee. Then I had to stay another year at Kansas, so that made our connection get a little even closer.
Yeah. That McDonald's class was crazy when I was looking at that, and I was just looking back at it today. I already been knew about it though, but like C-Web, you had all that group right there.
Started me and Jalen at the guard.
Yeah, you was finna go to Michigan, wasn't you?
Man Robinson.
I remember you saying that.
At the 4, C-Web at the 5.
That's all.
Okay,
you hear that?
I hear that, but why you didn't go there? What was your...
Turned down Michigan to go to Kansas. At the time, I was thinking, like, we all going there, we all can't get off. But when we got older, we all played different positions. So we were perfect.
So you don't think you would have fit? You don't think you would have fit?
We started. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause he had to
move around. Yeah.
That's what's happening though.
And Michigan was at my school way more than Kansas. They was at my school since the freshman year.
Oh, yeah, so
every day they was at
Midwest.
What made you go there? What made you
I went to Kansas. I liked it. It was a good program. They welcomed me pretty good. Then I wanted to go somewhere and learn first. You know, that D1 shit hard.
Yeah.
It's real hard. So Donis Jordan was there, Rex Walters, who got drafted by the New Jersey Nets, left hand. So I just wanted to go there and, you know, learn from them.
Great. And then the coach back there was I don't want to say the wrong name. I got so many names. Yeah, so that was a golf dude. So even like I want to go back because I still want to talk about all that because them good stories too and all stuff I want to know. But like just starting out hooping for you from Milwaukee like that, you're the first ever person from Milwaukee to ever make the McDonald's All-American. Yeah, that's big. How'd that feel? Like how's that feel in theory? Just McDonald's All-American period, but you the first one from the mill. Like
that was good. I mean, that was a good experience. I learned a lot. I had a lot of people ahead of me, like Brian Gardner, Dan Malone-Mitchell, Keith Stewart, Danny Beard, Terry Bennett, Malone-Mitchell, T-Shay. I'll tell everybody I was spoiled when I was little because everybody was coming at me. That was getting me tougher.
Right.
And that was getting me ready. So when I went out to other states and other camps, I was ready. I was already battle ready.
I was playing
against older guys. I tell guys all the time, you want to be good, you got to play against older people. Because they can see the moves. Now you got to go in your bag even deeper. You know, you got to think. Basketball is a thinking game. So the older guys make you think more. I tell the guys when I was at John Burroughs Middle School, Terry Bennett, killer, come out, went to Madison High School. I played him every day, one-on-one. I'm in middle school, he in high school. He beat me every day. He was supposed to. But I tell everybody, look what happened 4 or 5 years later. I became a McDonald's All-American. So I tell them sometimes you losing, but you winning.
It's getting better in the long game. Yeah, the long game. But yeah, that's what's up. So even then picking like when did you figure out that you was really good? Was it before you got to high school that you could actually go a little bit, or like you figure that out? You was already small, like so how?
I would say the ending of my freshman year, I played varsity, and my coach introduced me to my AAU coach, Rayford.
Okay.
Got on the AAU circuit, but I went to this camp called Blue Chips, BC, in Rensselaer, Indiana. That was like back in the day, that was the camp. You know, you had that and you had 5-star in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So went down there and everybody and their mama was there, from Jamie Brandon, all them Martin Luther King dude, Rasheed Griffin, all them dudes was there, Howard Nathan from Peoria, Illinois, Juwan Howard, Tracy Webster, all the baddest dudes you want to name, they was there. Townsend Ward, all of them was there. And I ended up leaving co-MVP of the camp. Me and Juwan Howard made top 20 All-Star game, and that was the start right there.
Yeah,
Freshman.
Fresh right at that
Yeah,
summer.
that was the start right there.
So you came back to the city, they couldn't touch you.
Oh yeah,
Sophomore
I was on the high then. When I left that camp,
How was it? Why'd you pick Washington then right away?
High school.
Was it a powerhouse? Was it because of competition? You wanted to play against the good guards, or that had nothing to do with it?
it's crazy. I lived on 103rd and Frontenac, so I had homerooms for Vincent and Madison High School. You know, I could have went to either one because they was my closest. But me and my best friend Jamal Turntine, he was the guard, Boo.
Okay, yeah.
He went to John I went to Burroughs, and we've been going there since 5th grade. You know, like he didn't know me, I didn't know him, and he was scoring 40. The other dude said, "Man, this other dude he had 48." He was telling him I had 48, so we supposed to play each other. And I think I got sick or something that day, and we never really played each other. But we became real cool since we was in middle school, and we just said, "You know, go to school together." And we was thinking about Madison because his brother Ellis Turntine, E.T. went to Madison, went upstate with Albert Gordon, Tree and them, and they just wouldn't let nobody move up on varsity as a freshman. Yeah, McKissick and Rose, they weren't with that. So talked to your dad. Mark was like, "Man, come to Washington. Come to Washington."
Then he was a senior when he was a freshman. So then I want to talk about that too. But like, even past him, y'all had a squad thing. Y'all had you had Latrell, like your senior. Could you name some of them names? I don't want to get them wrong. I know
Kyle Crawford, Chris Powell. Oh man, Latrell. Like we was stacked.
Mark,
we was stacked.
They had us, and that was like you already won the state championship with like previous to that maybe. Or
what they had with Brian Gardner.
Yeah. So how was that coming? Did you like play a lot? Like you was right on varsity, just right on.
Well, I went to practice the first day, and then they said, "Nah, this you two a little too much. You need to go on the other side."
Okay.
So I went on the other side, tested out against some other guys, and actually made a couple of seniors and juniors transfer.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what's up. So then, when did you? So did you play? Did you get any varsity action in that first year?
Your dad was very instrumental in helping me out, getting me out and ready to the varsity in the high school life. He was very big for me because he'd been around Brian Gardner, Steve Blackman, championships. He had won already, so he knew the ropes of what I had to take. So he took me under his wings, and went from there. I came off the bench, obviously, because your dad was killer. High school, man, dude, unbelievable. So I didn't start until your dad got ineligible.
Yeah, that's the story I know. You don't know about that?
But listen, that's
the one thing that he always said with me when you first came. He's like, "Oh, I used to apologize till that day." He's like, "You should not fuck up." He's like, I still apologize to Cal and all those guys. He's like, "I fucked up our whole senior year."
So they're winning.
We went upstate.
They went upstate, yeah, without him.
But that's what he
Like,
said, though. He said, I gotta get this story, though. He always,
that was a senior year.
he tried to motivate us with that, like, a speech. I remember, though, because he told me, you came to him like, "Man, Kyle came to me, man, my senior year, like, we would have had one." If he told me something,
like,
he always stick with me.
He know, because he was the baddest dude. He was,
You
me
just got
and Keith Stewart, senior year, they was unbelievable.
Together?
Nah, well, Keith went to Mesmer, Mark went to Washington. But we played them. We beat them.
Okay.
I think Keith had like 40, Mark had like 38. Oh, it was going at it, man.
Yeah.
How many rings you get in high school?
One. I won upstate twice. I won in my junior year.
So you took freshman and junior then. Do you count or you don't count the freshman year?
Yeah, I counted. I mean, I went up here. We didn't win it though, but I won upstate though.
Okay.
You went up there every year?
No, just my freshman and junior year.
So then after that, so when you won it then that junior year, how was that? How was that?
I felt on top of the world. I felt like nobody can touch us, and it's crazy because Boo didn't get his ring his junior year. You know, you get a ring when you win a championship.
Yeah.
So he didn't get one because we was ranked 4th in the nation. He feeling like, man, we back to back. Ain't nobody gonna beat us. And messed around and lost to Tulsa, man. They had a good team though. Marcus Owen, Preston Johnson, Nelson, Gary Gretsch, Jay. Yeah, they was alright. And that happens sometimes. In basketball, you can lose. I really feel to this day we was the better team, but they was the better team that day.
Yeah. Do you feel going a little bit forward? Like, do you feel like what other than like you said, Mark a little bit helped motivate you, but like, do you think like playing with any of them, like you played with like pretty good players in high school at Washington? Do you think like that helped your game at all, or helped you at all?
Definitely. Like I said, when I first came in, I was surrounded by older guys. which was good for me. So now when they left, I knew how to lead. You know, like you and Clinton, when he came in as a freshman on bar, I was a junior.
Okay.
And I put him under my arms.
Okay.
And then it was good to feel like Cool Love was another person. I put him under my arms. His brother Pokey, I played with us, he was older, was on the championship teams. So Cool and you, I kind of put them under my arms, and when I left, it was good to hear that they won state 93.
Yeah.
Him and Mo Madison, Derek Keeler. So that made me feel real good.
How does it feel being a part of that? Like watching that, do you feel pride in being a part of that? Like that, like y'all gotta that's something right
We have a great tradition and history of Washington, and I'm very proud of that, and very proud to be a part of that.
So being around that time, who would you say like were your top competitions for the guard? Like who would you measure your game
In the
with?
city, like who was like who else was up there giving you like, oh yeah, I gotta bring you when I come there?
Oh,
was there anybody?
That's why I said
Like
that I was blessed to have all these people. But I think the talent is a lot different now. There ain't that much talented people in high school now as opposed to when I was in high school. Because every game I had to go against somebody who was coming at me. You know, Lamont Sargent for King. Riverside, Demetrius Beatman for King. Rice from Marshall. Damo Scott from Tex. Eric Henderson, Durrell Wright, Madison. You got to bring your game. You got to bring your game every night. Wasn't no planning in the city conference.
So everybody. So it was all balanced.
You was tested. You was battle tested every night.
Yeah. So you felt like you pretty much showed it then, like in the city, like you pretty much.
Again, though, those experiences pretty much helped me when I left the state. You know, that was the biggest thing for me, because when you're gonna leave the state, can you hold your own when you leave the state? And the people in your state gotta be more competitive with you, so when you leave, you'll be all right. So that just made I just had more confidence when I left the state, because I was playing against the baddest dudes already. So I wasn't tripping if you was cold.
Right. Yeah, I understand that for real. Yeah, I understand that. How was it like? Playing in the McDonald's All-American game? Like, how was that? Not, I already asked you that, but like, how was the experience? Like, to be named that.
Oh man, when I got that letter, that was a jaw-dropping experience. You know, for my family, my mom, everybody know how hard I work. You know, I stayed out of trouble, kept my nose clean, and all stuff like that. So it felt real good. The experience was good. It was in Springfield, Massachusetts, which one of my Auntie Polly lived there. So she was there live in person to see that. So all that was good, man. It was a great experience. Them guys was real cool, man. Real good. Yeah.
Played with a lot of that's a lot. I know that's a great memory. I was around my dad when he was like the assistant coach that one time. So I know even back then, that's like he played all Hall of Famers then, that's nice.
One of my boys ended up going to Kansas too, Ben Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, went to Kansas, transferred, went to Arizona, and then got to play with the Knicks in the NBA.
All right.
And me and him, man, tight to this day. He live in Atlanta right now, so.
Yeah. You got some lifetime relationships just off that. Yeah. How was it like? You picked Kansas. We kind of talked about that to start it off, but like. So I want to ask you two questions. How was it like leaving Milwaukee all the way to Kansas? Like, cause it's not really nothing. There's not really too much to do out there. And like, why you picked that school? Kind of like, you had your choice. Like, you could have stayed to the city. You could have did what you want. Like, yeah.
Kansas was nice. It was different. You know, it was different. I come from Milwaukee. It was kind of more, black, more urban.
Right.
But I met some amazing people in Kansas. Black to white to Chinese to whatever. It's amazing people, and I still got friendships to this day. And that's what it's about, developing long-term friendships.
Yeah. What was your top three? What was your top three schools back then?
Kansas, Michigan. I don't know who my other one was. Them probably was my top two. I was kind of back and forth with them, back and forth. Yeah.
So just 1 and 2 then. Yeah, you ain't wrong for that then. Yeah.
Question I got, what was we spoke on earlier a little bit, what was Daryl Banks' influence on you? Like how did how you run into you and how you keep you under his wing and whatnot?
I started with 29th Street in 1986. I was 12, and just it was big, man. He just kept me out of trouble, made me stay focused, and made sure I stayed in my books, stayed out of the streets, stuff like that. So he was very instrumental and helped me. Also, Mark Wade and Will Wade too. I definitely want to lead them out.
Yeah.
Give them their flowers, give them their credit. They was very instrumental too.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah. So that was more. Who did they? Could you say? Can you tell me? Was it him who helped develop your basketball game, or like who really helped develop your basketball game? Or was it more just you every day, just going out battling against the older players, just naturally doing it?
I would say all the experience. You know, I was the type of person. You know, I used to stay on the basketball court. Rain, sleet, or snow. I go shovel the snow, and I'd be out there dribbling the ball going everywhere. But I gotta grab it. That's what made you have habits. You know, stuff like that. Daryl Banks was more of a mental part of it. So if one game, I remember I was dribbling the basketball and I went past somebody, he tapped from behind me. And he yelled out, "Cal, when you get past them, they ain't eating popcorn." Meaning that they ain't chilling. They still coming. So you gotta be aware of what's going on. So what you passed them? They still coming, they still playing D. So he was on that type of stuff.
He's teaching you in a different way. And you was actually able to hear it
and pick it up and understand what he was saying.
Because he's not gonna just put it out blatant. You gotta get it from him. You know what I'm saying? He dropped gems, but you gotta catch him.
Yeah, you gotta catch it.
Yeah, that's what's up. So so let's talk about a little bit more about that, because I know towards the end he ended up passing over the foundation like to you, like totally to run it. Is that still going on?
No, not to this day. We don't do it no more. But yeah, for like 13 years, we gave out a scholarship, $1,500 scholarships. Somebody going to college. We did a free camp Friday and Saturday.
We was there. I was there all the time.
Shirts. Y'all was a part of that. You know, like 80 to 100 kids. We gave out school supply book bags and stuff. So, man, that was one of the best times of my life.
And everybody used to come around too. Y'all used to bring like everybody like Muhammad Day, but everybody here, everybody was affiliated or whatever. They just show love and come into the camps, like, and then they'll play the All-Star game after that.
It was big. You know, for a long time, people was looking forward to that. It was like, man, we can't wait to 2-9 weekend.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Do you is that thing that you ever look at getting back into or?
No, you know, sometimes this thing just come to an end. My big motivation really, DB, after he passed, my motivation kind of, wasn't high on it as it was when he was living, so.
So yes, but y'all had some really solid. So you just said like 7 names like that, and we ended off that last one. We ended up talking about like some Daryl Banks ended up developing your game a little bit, and I got that thing tied on me like 3D.
When I see your video, when you talk about the 3Ds, that kind of like touched me, because I know where you got that from.
I got that on my jacket, like everything, like that. I always took that with me, for real. Like even like definitely when I was serious or whatever, like I always like. That was motivation, like even if it was, I never thought it was corny or nothing, like literally, like it made sense, like since the day they told me that, like when we was all sitting down just listening to what's the 3Ds in life, I was thinking, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? And they made the t-shirts, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I got like that.
And it carries on while you grow.
Everything, not just basketball, it's everything, definitely, that's what I'm saying, it's not just literally, that's life, like, that's what, that was my senior quote. No bullshit, for real, that was my senior quote. But so like talking about Daryl Banks, also he helped develop your game, but like who else developed your game? Because you was a small guard. So like who helped you develop that craftiness and like, cause I know I watch film, so I know what you could do. So like who helped you develop that craftiness and with the ball like that?
Like I said, Mark was very instrumental. Brian Gardner was very big for me. You know, I know I'm quite sure your dad seen him doing his thing and picked up some pointers from him. Brian Gardner, Keith Stewart, Terry Bennett, those guys were very instrumental. Even Danny Beard, because I used to have to play against him, and he was just so big, strong, and that's how I got my toughness, because he used to push me down all that, and I never say nothing. I ain't never called no foul, nothing. He said, I'm getting you tough, and I just took it. But it helped me later on. You know, I played against Jason Kidd, I was ready. Just played against big old Danny Beard. So even though Jason Kidd was 6'5" and strong and just as fast as me, I was ready for that.
Right. So I want to touch that too, because we caught a little bit of that on the live. I wanted to get this on the camera. So like you played with that crew, your senior year, or not your senior year, the people in your class. You played with Powell, Chris Powell, or that, like all of them. So you played with like some killers. Like I wanted to get that on camera. Like even your freshman year, you had like Mark, Latrell, all of them. Like you didn't expect Spreewell to be that good, but it was Powell at the time that was like he was the pro that you was saying and all that. Like he was nice and yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, while we was in practice and stuff, you know, everybody got, you know, their weaknesses and strengths and stuff. So besides Malone-Mitchell, I felt like Chris Powell, out of everybody, had the talent to kind of go forward, go to college, and maybe go pro. Because he did everything at 6'8", 6'9". You know, he could shoot, he could dribble, pass. He was very smart. So, you know, I thought he was the one that was gonna go pro.
So going on to that, then, like when you went to Kansas, how was that like? Just you said a little bit like the relationship wise, but like basketball wise, I want to go more into that. Like, was you said you was ready for it, the battle wise, being battle tested in Milwaukee, but like what did you learn from like even playing against that competition from that coach? What's the name again, Coach Roy Williams? Yeah, I just didn't want to say that. Yeah, I already know. Yeah, I already know. Yeah, I just didn't want to say the wrong name. But how was that? Like,
it was a tough experience at first. Because when I got there, you know, I was always the fastest dude. I can get by anybody. You know, while I was in high school, I played AAU. When I got to college, I wasn't getting past nobody. Because that's when I knew about that arm bar.
Yeah, they hold on to you back then.
I was Jordan and them, they was arm barring me, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I can't go nowhere. You know? So, you know, they teach you, like, you know, you got to move that hand and keep going. You know, and Rex Walters and they taught me that.
Yeah,
you know, it's just little tricks. When you get to higher, you get to the NBA, there's more tricks you gotta learn. So that's just what it is.
What were some of like your best experiences, like basketball wise, playing up there, like games, big runs in the tournaments? Like, I want to hear, like, I want to know, like, you played at Kansas, like,
like Final Four, my sophomore
that's
year.
What I'm saying. You had like
Jason Kidd and Calvert Cheney, Indiana, and then earlier that year we actually played Michigan. Judge Jaden and them in the Rainbow Classic in Hawaii, and we beat them.
I didn't.
Yeah, we beat them.
Yeah. That felt.
So that felt pretty good. That felt pretty good. You know, to grow up with them guys, and now you got to play them and face them, and you know, and beat them. Yeah. We went to the Final Four, Sweet 16. Man, all them years, like I think the less I've been to is the Sweet 16. Yeah, we won the Big 8 every year, like easy. I don't think I ever lost to K-State, ever. Even at K-State.
That's the rivalry.
We used to go to K-State, right, that's a big rivalry.
That's rivalry.
We used to go there and call K-State Allen Fieldhouse. We used to smack them so much. Yeah, that's Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah, that's what's up, yeah.
So being at that level, what was like toughest guard, best guard you think you played when you was at Kansas, college-wise?
Jay Kidd definitely was one of them when he was at Cal. I would say somebody in our conference was Chauncey Billups.
At Colorado?
Colorado.
He was nice, so it was just nice back then. Was it the same game back then? Like, was it more same?
Quick, fast, strong, jumper.
Yeah.
Same thing you see in the NBA. Yeah, just more advanced with it.
And what were your college years from what to what? You went to college from?
91, 95. Yeah.
91. So
Yeah, them son. Damn, you caught some Larry Johnson. You caught all that.
Yeah.
He was on the highlight of it all, so yeah, that's what's up.
I always wanted to play against Duke, though.
Yes.
It was just something about me when I was in high school about Bobby Hurley.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play
Never
against
seen
him.
him?
I always wanted to test my skills against him.
Did you ever got a chance to?
Nope. I actually played against his brother, Danny Hurley, was at the BC camp.
He was nice though.
And he
was nice.
He was alright.
Yeah, I already know what I'm saying.
But I did some things to him where even my coach at BC, I'm gonna tell you a little story with him. You know, Danny Hurley come from St. Elizabeth in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Father program, big time program.
Yeah.
Nice. Basketball family, all that.
Yeah.
So we at BC camp, and this is how I got my name so big. Because each game I had to play against him. He finna play against Howard Nathan. He the 35th player in the country.
Right.
Alright, okay. You know, he had 38, I had 35. I still did what I did. You know, now I'm playing against Danny Hurley. I ripped him so much. My coach said, Cal, you embarrassed me. Let him dribble on the half court. And I said, where I'm from, we don't do that. Where I'm from, we don't do that. Yeah, we ain't nice. Where I'm from.
Did you stop or you kept it up?
I stopped.
Yeah.
I had literally ripped him like 8 or 10 times, like in a row.
Yeah.
In a row. and they rock. Yeah,
You sent a
I
message
believe
to
it.
his brother.
yeah. So,
Yeah, he took it out on that. I'm get you. I'm gonna get your other brother.
so yeah, I just wish I'd have had a chance to play against him, man. I respected Bobby earlier. I felt like he was really nice. You know, little guy. You know, I root for the little
for
guys.
sure.
And, you know, I just always wanted a measuring stick just to see how it could compare to him. That's all.
Do you think that like you got the best out of your the best out of your career, out of your talent?
Definitely. I tell a lot of guys all the time, I didn't make an NBA, but I'm content and happy with what I did.
Yeah.
And that's what you gotta be.
Yeah.
Everybody can't go to the NBA.
Right.
So you gotta find a path that's gonna make you happy, though.
Yeah.
And be, when you get finished, like, man, you can look in the mirror and say, I did all I had to do with this basketball.
So I gotta ask this, but even though so you was like a hooper, like you never thought, like I know you were content with that, so you're telling me that, but like never thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go overseas or just like give it a try, like just to.
I actually played overseas.
That's what I was to ask you.
Yeah, I did play overseas 7 years.
All right.
After I left Kansas, I played in IBA for Minot, North Dakota, International Basketball Association.
Mm-hmm.
It was a league I just started out. I was going back and forth from there to Mexico for 2 years straight. I actually led the league in assistant steals for 2 years in IBA.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. What other countries was it other than that?
I was in Poland, Oslo, Norway, Cúcuta, Colombia.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. a lot of South America.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nice, a lot of
Nice,
nice areas.
senoritas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's comfortable.
Yeah, I learned that. That's how I learned my Spanish too.
Okay. You
No.
speak fluent?
I don't speak it fluently,
You
but
know,
I'm
enough to
alright.
get by.
I'm enough to get by.
Yeah,
Where I can
live
go
over
over there.
there.
I can go to a restaurant. I like steak. I know how to say muy asado.
Yeah.
You know, well done. So
Okay.
yeah, and then you gotta learn because the senoritas, they love Americans who speak that language.
Yeah.
So
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah. Yep. So did you know? I want to going back to college again. Did you feel that Paul Pierce when he came in right away? You knew what he was gonna be. You knew he was the truth.
No, cause he actually was kind of fat.
I
That's
remember
what
you
chubby
said
dude.
chubby, yeah.
You know, when he played in the McDonald's game, he's like, "What is this fat chubby dude coming to Kansas?"
Mm-hmm.
He had 28 though in the game. He was killing.
So y'all didn't even. You didn't even really like know who y'all was getting. Okay.
I mean, I knew we was getting the McDonald's
Yeah,
All American
yeah.
because they come almost every year. Kansas, when I was coming, he was all. That's what he was recruiting a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I was just like, man, he kind of big, but you know, we'll see what happens. And he got there, and man, we just hit it off. He was a little wild because he was from California. They're a little wild, and he was just kind of like, man, what the girls at? Woo. And I just kind of put him to the side, man. Just go to class and be on time, and all that other stuff gonna come, man.
For real.
And yep, I took him like your brother and Brian took me under their wings at Washington. I took him under my wings.
And you spent a
He
year.
was like a little brother to me, and I was big brother to him in Kansas.
That's what's up. And you spent like just a year.
We actually spent 2 years.
Okay.
Yep, in
But
Kansas.
when you realized he was nice,
I realized he was nice when I would say my sophomore year, or his sophomore year, he was really. I was seeing. I said, "You might go pro. You might go pro." We got to talking.
Okay.
And then his junior year, I was playing overseas, but I was still keeping in contact with him.
kill it.
It was. I was like, yeah, it's for sure, man. Yeah, it's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got to talking, and I was like, yeah, you going pro. He was in denial kind of really.
Yeah,
You know, you don't want to overthink it and think, you know, you go there and it's for sure like that. So you want to stay humble, which he was. But I was letting him know, like, no, you going. Like, when you go, yeah, I need a Benz or something. I need some car. You for sure, you going.
Yeah.
I know you going.
Cause I watched some podcasts with him talking and whatnot. He said his sophomore year he was on dry board and whatnot, and he was seeing it. But he said he came back because he wanted to be number one.
Well, he wasn't all the way ready yet. Like I said, he wanted to get his body more in shape. And like you said, that extra year, just he had to do so much, like big time.
Mm-hmm.
We I was big time, man.
That's correct. Yeah, that's like.
Can't tell
That's
you
what's up.
nothing,
Can't
bro.
tell you nothing.
That's
You
what
didn't. Lived it all. Yeah, so definitely no regrets about that. Man. Yeah. When you was hooping with, so I know that stuff. Did you feel like you could mess with like play at the higher level though? Like, if you was playing against in the summer, like you kept killing them cats.
Definitely.
I feel like it's politics.
Yeah, it was. Like
That's
I say,
what it come down.
right time. You know, you gotta have the luck on your side. You know, you gotta know the right people sometimes. So, You know, it was cool, good experience.
Yeah.
So right now you just, so currently, okay, so transition to after basketball, who made you get into coaching?
Malone-Mitchell. I moved back from Boston.
You on? Oh yeah.
I moved back from Boston, and he knew I was living with Paul, and you know he knew my passion for basketball. So he called me and we talked and asked would I be his JV coach, and I said yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got started, you know. And I can't thank him enough for getting me started because I'm the coach who I am today because of him. You know, he taught me so much as far as coaching. Everybody thinks just because you play basketball you can coach. That's not true. It's not true. You know, you gotta be able to relate to kids and be on them on school. You know, give them some tough love, but let them know you care and you love them. So his dad did a great job of showing me that.
Did you ever expect to be coaching when you look back at it? Like, did you ever...
I did not. I did not. You know, sometimes, you know, you grow up and you do things in life you never expect you to be able to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So coming back coaching, like, what was the reason that you decided to come back and like choose, like, oh yeah, hey Mark, yeah, I'm gonna come mess with you on this.
Well, I felt like me being the first McDonald's All-American coming out of Milwaukee, I felt like kind of was my duty to pass it down. It was my time to pass it down. So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I love doing, passing it down. Even both of y'all, when y'all was younger, I worked both of y'all out because y'all felt my passion. Y'all was young, upcoming killers, and I wanted to give what I had to y'all.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing. I wish I would have worked out with you way more. And like, even though you used to come up to me though, he'd be like, come work on me. You just never
Right.
locked in like that. I wish.
But you was good though. You had your dad, and I knew your dad had you a lot. He was around your dad a lot, so you was good. You was in good hands.
Yeah, still, that's like. But I don't even think like I was so used to just being around you, so I didn't even recognize like man. Like now I was like that's
what it is.
He really like
you were so young, you didn't know at the time how big this was, right?
Yeah, I didn't even get it.
But what I do remember about the workouts at the time, as I was getting older, like what you would teach, was like you was giving us skill, more or less. Like it was all there wasn't a lot of dribble, it was footwork. All that, you know what I'm saying? You made us do stuff like, okay, you can do all this, but you gotta do this, cause you can play with that, but this go get that done way easier. I remember that footwork, stepping, make sure you catching all that type of stuff.
I'm real big on footwork. That's kind of the first thing I do. You know, the stepping and come around, cause if you got your footwork now, everything that's a foul. You know, as far as your jump shot, being balanced, stuff like that. You know, you'd be surprised a lot of people not balanced when they come around. When you get the pros and you can fade away like Chris Paul and all that, that's something different. But when you're young, you know, I try to teach them the right way. So when they get older, it's more easier for them.
That makes sense. So if you was to build a kid up, like break him down, what would you start with? Like you would start, like let's just say you
teach you as a son. If I have teaching my daughter when she get older, what should I teach her how to do? When she get about like 6th grade or whatever, what should I start with?
You really kind of want to cover a lot of things, you know, left hand, right hand dribble, basic stuff. Starting when you shoot, you don't want to start out with a 3-point line or a free throw. You want to start out under the basket, like that. Form shoot, right? And move your way back. You know, simple stuff.
That makes sense. You gotta build it, man.
Was there any time that you, Devin, that you looked up to Cal, like that you took it from like growing up, because you had like kind of I think like a different type of relationship?
Yeah, I was born in the house basically. That's just my neighborhood. So I mean, it was the older cats, and like you said, like Dura was a mentor for him. He was a mentor for me as well. So like around when he started popping, basically he was around my age, and Drew, that's when he started. So what year would you say he started to count? Or was his first year for the foundation overall?
2000.
So 2000, that's 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, we was 8, 9. So that's when the camp started popping. So it was like, yeah, we got a camp at North, you know what I'm saying, be there. And then it was just like, they hoop, they know. So I just was under their wing, bruh. So it was drills I'm a part of. I was at all the camps, I feel like.
Devin was like Mike Wells. He was the neighborhood 2-9 guy.
Basically.
You know,
Yeah.
and they was young, and we was older, and they stayed by the park, but they lived on the park. It was always up there. So, you know, just like I was. So you wanted to pass stuff down to them, because they wanted it.
Yeah.
And before you continue, I gotta give you an opportunity to thank y'all, bro. Cause I remember it was around the time I was a senior. I was a senior, bro. This happened crazy. I had no looks like that. We didn't go upstate, none of that. So we was in the crunch, bro. We was in the crunch. It was getting real, and what's his name? Anthony Anderson. I didn't know him. I never met him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The old Phoenix coach, who coached Cardinals Richmond, the head coach.
No.
This is dude named Anthony Anderson, bro. He was coming. He was catching a job out in Florida, bro. I didn't have no look. So for whatever reason, Gio hit me. Devin, bro. I know he's still looking for a school. We'll come up here to Lincoln and go figure something out. I'm like, all right, I get the ride to Lincoln. I'm talking to the coach. He like, yeah, man, I just need to work out. I gotta see you. Whatever. We go figure it out. I'm like, okay, cool. Call Daryl, instant. Daryl, bro. Explain the situation to him. Yeah. He like, all right, cool. I'll get back with you about an hour, bro. After an hour or two, he had to work up everything set out. The next day, Cal, Gio, Daryl, they set it up north. After that, I
remember
I
when
caught
my
the
pops
school.
told me about it. Yeah,
Just one of them, so I gotta thank them because they set it up, bro. Because without that, it was like, what was I gonna do? I didn't have no looks. Nobody wasn't beating down my door, but they provided opportunity for me to get looked at and got to school, scholarship free, bro, from one workout, bro. It was like 4 or 5. I was killing, but they provided the opportunity for a gym just being a part of the game, being around us. I gotta thank y'all, because without that, I probably wouldn't have went nowhere, bro.
It was all about networking, man. So you know in this business. You thinking of Anthony at Houston? He the coach of Cardinals strength.
But I didn't know Anthony Anderson, bro.
Nah, he was a young killer. Used to be around here. Somebody
But he from here.
But he from Milwaukee. But he used to coach. And he was in the mainstream as coaches and getting kids in college.
But y'all knew him.
So we knew him. I grew up with him, so that's where the plug
You know
came
what
in.
I'm saying? And he was just working. It fell in my lap, bro. And after that, I was in Florida, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta thank y'all for that, bro. RP Daryl, but they set that up within an hour, bro. I seen dude at the park. I didn't have nowhere to work out. He was willing to watch me work out at Lincoln. I'm like, okay, they set it up, bro. I wouldn't have just nigga it was what it was, bro. I'm like, man, I don't know if this gonna come around again. I was making shots.
But you did it. I mean, we set it up, but you still, you know, was like, what I liked about what you did, you made it seem like this is it. I might not never get no other look.
Yeah.
You know, you went hard and it worked out for you.
Yeah, so I'm real thankful for that, man. I'll never forget that, and I was real big on my, you know what I'm saying, moving forward with basketball. So I gotta thank you. I give y'all roses, and that was really appreciated at that time, bro.
That's what's up. And then does it ever, how's it like now running your own programs? Because you're the head coach now Barack Obama now. How's that?
It's good. It's good. It's great. I love it, man. I love it. You know, the new generation different. Man, super different. They coach the last 40.
Yeah, you're not even like you never
had
like
4
10.
last game. You just gonna jump to 40? So they got a lot of little silly talking going on.
They got the confidence.
Yeah, but you know, I try to relate to them a little bit more, but you know, I still be hard on them and tell them, nah, you got to do it the right way. Just stay humble, work on your game. That's the biggest thing I tell kids. Stay humble, work on your game, and play against people who are older than you. They're better than you.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Play somebody better than you. How you gonna get better?
Definitely.
So one example is Jalen Scott. You know, who played for me. Him and Day at MATC, and Jalen Scott is at Marshalltown, Minnesota, in Iowa.
Guard.
Yeah, nice.
Tell me about him a while back.
He went to Wauwatosa West. He transferred over there with me. And then Daddy averaged like 25 that same year. We beating King, we beating everybody. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah.
You said yeah, where now?
Marshalltown.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is last year he was soft. That's Juco, right?
Yeah, this is last year there. So big things for him, man. He and again, I used to play against him one-on-one, North Division, working him out in the summertime. I was beating him every time. And then, you know, he got good. He got to looking for me. Coach, what's up? Trying to throw the ball at me now. Because he got more confidence now about himself. Because he played against somebody, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying about that. Like, that's what really got me good. Like, my senior year, Miles McKay, like, everywhere he used to pick me up. And he just picked me up every day, morning, running, whatever he'd take me to go work out with him. We play one-on-ones, and sometimes he's like, fuck it. I'm not even trying to shoot, let's just hoop. So it's just one-on-ones. He's just busting my ass, like, all pull up, like, I just can't stop him with that. But that was, like, one of my best summers, and, like, I had a good senior year, but, like, that made me better. You could see it, like, just soaking up game from him. Like, people, they be sleep on him. Like, he was, like, this just me just paying attention to him. Like he was on team with Sasha Vujacic. He was playing in All-Star games in Italy and China. Like he was really doing stuff, and like he was just putting me up, working me up, putting me on so much game. And like yeah, like you said, playing against older competition. I can't even say like I was winning like something, but he was kicking my ass. Like, the majority part, like I probably wasn't winning that much, but that made me better. Like every day, that made me better. I was mad, but yeah, constantly going at it and having that fight, man, it made it better.
So let me ask you, being around, you know what I'm saying, just seeing so much basketball, if you was to say, was it any player that you looked at after you was playing that reminded you of you in the city? Like our age, younger, you know what I'm saying, that you just looked at? Because I got an idea. I got an idea. But I'm going to see who you got.
I got an idea, but it's just a little different. A little more, man. I got an idea.
I'm gonna say go think. I want you to go first.
I
don't know. I mean, it's some good guards. I like Charlie. I like little Trey Jefferson. It's hard to say. I think there was, even though I was a scorer, I could score. I was more of a point guard. I think they more was a shoot first guard than me. But if I had to say somebody, them two come to mind. Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was Charlie. That's what because he was our class. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was thinking more of a Trey, just like without like I don't know. Like, I never really like watched like. I think he could shoot like he got.
Trey?
Yeah, he could shoot more. Way in college, like he was shooting more. Like that's the only difference. I say more, just a little more athletic. Like, but yeah, like I see Trey like more like that because when he really wants to, he locking up and all that. Right. That's more you.
But I say
Charlie, and all that.
Because Charlie was more conservative when he had
to me, I didn't see too much. I don't remember him scoring too much like back then. I remember him running the like I know he run a team like that's what. Yeah,
he was rough. Played D, pick up 94 feet.
Make shots, don't turn the ball over, but he wasn't athletic. He didn't dunking on you, one smack, but you couldn't really stop him. He didn't turn it over, so that's why I was that's what you know what I'm saying. And you was like around him, and you would be messing with the kid. I remember like early morning. Like you would be out there reffing, or you would come up there watch games. He'd chat with you here and there.
Yeah.
But okay, Max, this. I'm gonna go pick about who the coaches you seen? Who from the city? If you had to say during your time. Here, Played with or played against.
I mean, the coaches in the city during my time, I'm gonna say me. I mean, I was all American, right? Somebody else besides me. It was so many greats, man. It's tough. It was just, like I said, so many greats. Cyrus Mill was a bad dude. We don't mention his name enough.
Yeah.
He was top 50. McDonald's top 50. Like killer.
Like
killer.
You played with him.
Yeah.
Washington got so many. They got so many.
I didn't realize you was that much younger than you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got rings over there, bro. You know who a lot they talk about too? That people don't really, they always talk about Tooney. Lucian.
Yeah.
Lucian shit. Yeah. They said they had Dynasty. There's a lot of
Corey Reed.
I never seen him ever.
Corey Reed was a bitch. King has some killers. Always stay with some killers. Always.
You played against, God was coaching them?
To this day, guys see me kind of laugh at me and smile at me. I'm probably, I don't know how true this is, but I know about me, I'm probably the only person that never lost to
guys. Yeah, because God.
All 4 years I beat King. And that's tough to say. That's unheard of.
Man, you come on here.
That's unheard of.
Man, King.
Or for somebody to say all 4 years I beat Washington. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. To beat Washington all 4 years.
I just had to think about it, but I think we only lost.
I only lost to him once.
We split.
I only lost to him once. I only lost to him once in my high school. I didn't lose too many. Like what? We only lost to Washington once. When you was there.
Our senior year, we lost 3 pounds, bro. 3 losses. We lost twice to Riverside.
No, that's what I'm saying. But to Washington, we lost. Yeah, one time. And
we lost. We beat them.
That's the only time I lost to them. Though.
That year they were undefeated. Yeah. Marcus and them, King put them out.
And so 2 times was at the buzzer.
King. Yeah, every.
One time at Washington, Eric Jackson, when they had beaten.
Okay.
We was down 1. Like probably 5-7 seconds to go. King got the ball.
That's how it always seemed to go, don't it?
They take it out, but I don't know why they didn't pass it to Beaton. They passed it to Eric Jackson. So me and my boy Boo, the reason why we wanted to go to school, we was real good at picking on other guards, meaning that he'll go. When I mean he'll go, he'll just go rush that hand. You gotta do something with that ball, don't you?
Yeah.
As soon as you go behind your back, trim the leg, guess we go. Back up.
Yep.
Like
we
run
caught
and jump.
We caught
Oh,
Eric.
exactly
Run and
what
jump.
you mean.
We
Run
caught
and
Eric
jump.
Jackson. He caught the ball. He had it in his left. And, you know, Boo do a good job of, you know, because if you dribbling, if you can see what I'm on, now you might veer off, you might back up. He do a good job of when you can't see him.
Yeah.
So Eric Jackson put his head down, put it between his right leg. As soon as he did it, I was gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, laid it up, ran in the locker room, gang. And then one time at King, we down 2. At King, we down 2. With some seconds to go, we got the ball. I give it to my guy, Boo. He got the J. 5, 4, 3, come off the pick. Ain't no overtime. We don't do overtime. 3. Lock up. Dang, he running the locker room.
So would you say King was like your most hyped game in high school? Like your biggest rivalry?
Yeah, King, just go there.
Sell out.
All our games were really sold out. Because they wanted to see that show.
For real.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know, they had never seen nobody get the rebound, pass it to me, I weave through traffic, throw it off the board, inside his meals, coming to dunk. Nobody seen that in high school. They weren't doing that in high school.
Yeah. For real, nasty. I believe it. Yeah, you had multiple people. Yeah, so that was something that was cool too. So yeah, it was also both, but it was really more for like playing for more of your basketball career when you was inducted into the Hall of Fame, which I saw the ring. That's why I keep looking over there. You got a few of them too. You could damn near fill up all of them too. Actually, you got
actually, when I
college.
do go home,
You got like Phil J. You got 10, damn, for real. And that's what's up. But you were congratulations again on that. You were inducted into the Wisconsin Basketball Association, however the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame. That's a big thing. How was that feeling? I know we kind of talked about it, but how was that feeling?
Man, that was a great feeling. Mark Stewart, as you know,
The writer,
yeah.
Okay.
He gave me a call, and Jerry Perricue, who's the director of WBCA, Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association, called me and said that I was chosen. You know, I guess it's a panel each year that chooses.
Did you even know?
12 boys and 12 girls every year. So no, I got the phone call and they told me that I was chosen.
You with 11 others?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who made it with you, if you mean?
I know this guy named John Russian went to Lincoln. I want to say Anthony Piper went to Marquette. I think all-time leading scorer in high school Wisconsin history.
Okay.
And some other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember all of them.
What's your credential to get in there? Like, what you got? I mean, you just got to
Work. You gotta be that
killer.
That's what I was gonna say.
You gotta be a killer.
You gotta be that guy. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Put in work. So then, like, how was that? Did you get to like have a speech, or it was just like, how was this? It was a ceremony there?
Yeah, you line up. We all at a table, and when it's your turn, it's a film for you. So everybody watching the film as far as my career and stuff like that. And then they introduced me up there. I didn't have to do no speech or nothing. They just call my name and give me my ring, present my ring, and do it to the next person.
That's what's up. That's what's good.
Last thing, everybody, this one I want to ask you, when you can finish with this, they give a credit to, you know what I'm saying, watching the program and all that, but this is the one thing we overlook. What was the influence on the coach? Everybody always talk about your coach.
Coach James Gordon.
Yeah.
Man, Hall of Fame coach. What I loved about him, if you weren't mentally strong, you couldn't play for him. You could not play for him because he challenged you mentally. But he was preparing us for adulthood, though. You know, that's really what he was doing, getting us mentally prepared for adulthood. So those experiences right there, you can't take back. You know, I use all those experiences to this day right now. Yeah. I also want to congratulate both of y'all, seeing both of y'all come up as young kids, to see y'all doing y'all thing and being positive and doing the podcast and study trying to see what your niche is in life. So I want to congratulate both of y'all. Y'all keep doing your thing.
I appreciate that. And I just want to thank you again for coming, and also I want to thank you again, for just helping the community and doing what you do, because I also do be paying attention. So you're teaching too, and that's also something that, you don't be really having to do that. Like, you're chilling and good and doing your thing.
Kicking with Paul Pierce.
Exactly, yeah. Or whatever. Not even just that. Like you just be doing your own thing off your own work and like still like living off your own stuff that you put in, but you still giving back to the community, coaching, teaching, doing your thing. So yeah, I just want to congratulate you on that again. Yeah,
that's one of the things I did want to do that was big, like Devin said earlier, what made you come back? Because it's like, a lot of people said that, like, living with Paul, what you coming back for? I was like, I feel like I'm Paul Pierce in Milwaukee. And that was his life, you know, and you know, I had to kind of go on with mine and do my thing and start what I needed to start.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so that's why I left.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Yeah, it's so much more that I want to talk about like that. So yeah, appreciate you for coming. This McDonald's All-American right here, first ever in Milwaukee.
Nobody y'all see the ring, show the ring, man.
That's Wisconsin, that's the Hall of Fame. We got many more. We got to have them come back very soon. You know, you can bring a couple more. You know? But yeah, definitely appreciate y'all. This is a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching, tuning in, comment. McDonald's All-American again, Cal Rayford.
Appreciate
Tune in.
This is a question I just thought about off there. How you come with that? How you get your nickname? Pearl?
Me and I don't know if you know Durham Greer went to North. He played for 2-9.
Okay.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, he played for 2-9, and one day he said he was I was gonna get C Pearl, he was gonna get D Greer. And he just kind of came from there.
Okay.
Just a little nickname.
Like a finger up.
Pearl. Yeah.
Okay. Because you want ducky, you Pearl and shit. That makes sense though, but yeah, I heard some of them stories, man, in the hood. Used to be over there, used to be in the hood with us, like you would do that with the free lunch joint.
Yeah.
Be at the park, so we just come, kick it, you'd be up there from like what
What was it, 12
to
3
something
or
like
2 or
that,
something,
we'd
passing
be at
out
the
the
park,
neighborhood,
That was in our hood, so yeah.
Did that for like, 3 years?
Yeah, so you was around there, but we still ain't probably gonna get no courts, so.
They tripping over there. It's the older people over there tripping.
They said
they don't want the
based
alcohol,
on what it used to be.
the
That's what they
music.
said.
Right.
The 80s lifestyle blew it. They took like they used to throw bottles on the man. They just tripping
this
on
space
it.
though, like that. Of course, you looking like. Cause then who else was talking about that? Who we had last time?
The court over there.
No, it was B. Joe. He said he had a game back there, and he said warning. He said they was playing against Mike Wilkes and Showtime, and everybody was it was packed back there. They
said
playing
they
2-9. He said they was on the fence and everything back and
Yeah,
forth.
they
He was
said
like,
warning.
it was going down. He was
Warning
like,
with us, they got watered down, I guess, because they just had
they used to go to parks.
They
like
used
that.
to go park to
that
park,
shit used to be
man.
That's y'all in the spirit.
No, we just had Lincoln.
We just had Lincoln.
We just had Lincoln.
That is.
None. I just heard about it.
Hey, did y'all ever finish that documentary, The Warning Joint?
Yeah.
It's
on
on the Midwest Ball.
It's on Midwest?
Yeah.
Okay. I just can't know where to find that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I seen a little bit, but I never finished. I seen you talking a little bit. I think I seen BG talking a little
Mike
bit.
Wilkes was on there.
Well, yeah, that's what.
Was he really nice? I never got a chance to I was on the league.
They
I
say
was
he
young.
had no
I never
weakness.
saw him play
They
like.
say Mike ain't
Yeah,
had no weakness. He just was.
He wasn't flashy.
No.
Because a lot of people. That's what a lot of people like. I don't really like him because he wasn't as flashy. He got the job.
They say he couldn't. So what? They said.
Play D.
They talk about him like
He
a
was
mother.
solid.
Bro, they said he never.
He was you. You wasn't as flashy, but you was solid. He was you, also.
They said he
He
never
was you.
lost in the city. Never lost in the
He
city.
never lost to Jose Winston. Ever. They talk that Jose shit.
Yeah.
He never lost to Jose. Think about that.
Oh, and they
Never.
talk about
That's what
Jose
I'm
was
saying.
cold.
Yeah, I know.
My uncle would tell you the story. Gee, this nigga say Vince and them, I want to say, at King, they was up like 10-15. Doors and they got the hood, came and Mike like, Mike, you ain't doing, hopped on him, whatever. They said that it came out second half.
Roasting.
Went.
So he was nice like that.
Bruh, they said he wasn't.
What you think? Like he was just like played his role in the league. Like I mean, there's nothing wrong. He won championships.
Well, he went to the University of Rice in
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah.
His senior year, he averaged a dub. He was
Bro,
roasting.
hey.
So that got him ready. Also, he was ready. A 20 piece.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So people coming to check on you after the 20.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
That's hard. That's
So-
a JUCO. You scored dub, you could score.
Man.
But I played Mike 1-on-1. And
Yeah,
I was like
Yeah.
8th grade, 7th
I
girl
just
set
remember
it
just
up.
coming talking.
He came up there this late night. This
Yeah.
one the park. We got lights up there. But he like, come on, we can play. Nigga, I'm out there, I'm hooping. I'm thinking, dog, he just had another level. Like he didn't look.
I was at McDonald's game, like playing with them, it was like J Rose and all them, like night, like there's too many names to name, like
All-Star game, basically, it was just an
Yeah.
All-Star
Yeah.
game. When I went to practice, because you know,
That
it's
like the practice
it was
really
like,
had-
how do you decide who's gonna start?
Right.
Make you scrimmage.
Yeah.
You got to scrimmage.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
they put our file together, man, I'm throwing that and you already know I can pass.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it off the board. They like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is the 5 right here.
Yeah.
Weber was what?
He said Weber. You know he was not what?
But I'm saying that's a
Hey,
young Weber
me,
though.
to this day.
Exactly.
To this day, I ain't never seen no high school player like a certain high school.
Yeah.
Like Chris Webber was, I ain't never
Yeah.
seen nothing like that.
More than LeBron. But,
Yeah.
And he like 6
I
foot.
was- I saw-
Chris was 6'10".
Yeah,
That's
what
around
I'm saying,
6'8".
man. Yeah.
Can dribble, pass. Yeah, that's a Chris Webber.
That beast. Yeah.
Glenn Robinson was another dude I ain't never seen. That shit was different. That shit was different.
Bro, they don't
Glenn
talk
Robinson.
about him enough, fam.
The shooter, not big though, right?
Big
Yeah,
dog,
That's what I'm
big
talking
big
about.
dog.
That
Yeah,
shit is
yeah,
He like
yeah.
16,
I heard he was
wasn't he?
my pops told me he was
6'8",
like
with that J. And ooh, watch your head. Watch your head. He's
Yeah.
ducking on you.
He went to Purdue. He from there, ain't he?
He from
He's
Indiana.
from Indiana.
Where Purdue at?
Roosevelt High School.
It's in
That's
Indiana.
Okay,
It's
so it's
different.
Lafayette,
Indiana.
You know,
It's in Lafayette, Indiana. So when he played for